You have about 30 seconds before we lock and load. Go top off your coffee and get ready for the Gunsmiths. The Gunsmiths are brought to you by Williams Gun Sight. Have questions about what's new in the market? What your gun is worth? The latest laws and regulations? Call the Gunsmiths at 810-743-8255, 743-8255. And now, your Gunsmiths, Jonathan and Jacob Smith.
Good Saturday morning to you, everybody. Happy March 19th. Here it is, the Gunsmith Show. Early morning. Hope you're ready for it. You got that coffee filled up. You ready to go?
Ready to go.
Jake is. I am. I'm John.
And I'm Jake.
And we are the Gunsmiths. So here we go. We've got a good show for you today. It's going to be a lot of fun. We want to make sure that this is a pro-gun show. This is a show about the proper handling, dedicated to the sport, the passion, the way of life, which is guns in America.
Yes.
A right that is our rights that are not going to be taken away from us. And you want to dot your I's, cross your T's, do everything right. So those gun rights that you have that are your rights as American citizens are never, ever taken away from you.
There you go.
Now, as always, we say good morning to everybody. Welcome WFNT, WLCO listeners, as well as all those listeners on Radio Pup. You're listening on Radio Pup, or you're listening on WFNT.com, which is a great way to listen. You catch it right through your internet, or if you're catching this program on our YouTube page, you might be catching it on there too, and just picking up on what we're talking about today. So, as it is, we're glad to bring you the show every week. We are gun enthusiasts. We're life members of the NRA. We have been gun guys our whole lives. We are a father and son team. So Jake has grown up with it, and so have I. I'm in my 50s, and he's in his 20s. So as you look at it from our point of view, we test, we shoot, we enjoy shooting sports every week of our lives, and we thank God for every minute that we get to spend doing what we do. We have turned a hobby into a passion and a way of life that we get to enjoy this sport more than most, I think. If you like what we're doing and you want to become a part of us, just stay tuned and go to the shoots that we work with.
Talk about, or we'll mention an event coming up. Stop by and see us.
Yeah, stop by and see us, become a part. Go on our website, thegss.com. Click on some of our gear. Get yourself a Gunsmith Show shirt. Maybe pick up some
tumblers.
Some new tumbler glasses. You can have your cold soda. And
it's not a better way to listen to the Gunsmith Show in the morning than
a highball first thing in the morning.
Having your fresh glass of whatever it is you might be drinking.
Hey, you might be drinking chocolate milk in it for all we know.
That's right.
But it's always been our theme. Fill up that glass, that cup of coffee in the morning. Let's get started. And, of course, we do have our Gunsmith Show coffee mugs. Famous Gunsmith Show coffee mugs. And a lot of folks, Jake, they meet us out at Williams after the show. We go out to Williams about noon on Saturdays and spend some quality time there and get to see the folks and see what's new in the gun market. We're always thankful for that. Last week we talked a lot about gun laws.
We had a whole segment dedicated to it, and some of the different laws that have been proposed throughout the state that not directly affect firearms, but they will in the long run.
Oh, yeah. Taxes and ways of making us buy more insurance.
Right.
And a lot of
conniving ways.
Yeah, backdoor ways into taking your rights away from you.
Classic politician ways.
Yes. And we've seen plenty of politics.
I'm not touching your firearms, but I'm making it technically you have to buy this, and this to have one in your home.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. On my license and my wallet, it says I'm a resident of the state of Michigan. And that means a lot to me, and I'm proud to be a Michigander, and I'm proud to be a gun owner. I'm proud to be a United States citizen, and I don't want my rights and laws taken away from me. And remember, it is an election year, folks, so pay attention. Pay attention to who you're thinking about voting for. And what's the most important thing? Your rights. Your First Amendment and your Second Amendment rights. Those are your first important things. Don't let anybody take them away from you. And when they start talking like that, you know they're not good for America. So Another thing we talked about last week was trap and skeet season. Man, it is upon us. I got to go out last Saturday after the show. Got to get in a couple rounds of skeet with my good friend Cliff, and had a great time. Just an absolute great time. We were very, very happy to be out to Williams and shoot some skeet out there, getting excited for the season. And we talked pretty in depth, Jake. You did a good report on different choke tubes.
Yes.
And how chokes affect the flight and the patterning, especially, of shot shells.
Right.
And it was informative. We've got a lot of hits on that this week. Got a lot of likes on it on our Facebook page, The Gunsmith Show.
Yes, find us on Facebook, The Gunsmith Show.
Matter of fact, you like us on Facebook this morning. If you like us on Facebook, The Gunsmith Show, 4 words, we'll send a coffee mug right out in the mail to you. The first 5 people that like us on Facebook today, Saturday, March 19th, we'll get a Gunsmith Show coffee mug in the mail to you.
You just have to also send us your address so we know where to send it.
So we know where to send it. So, but as of this week, this week we had some great range time this past week. You got to get out and shoot that new CZ 557. That's a 30-06 bolt action rifle. And we got this on loan from CZ. We're working with CZ now. They're letting us test their products for 90 days. We've had it. We've gone through it. We've cleaned it. We've inspected it. And it came to us beautiful, brand new in the box. And we're going to get into discussing that today and what we thought of it. As well as last week, we had a caller asked us what we thought of high point guns. And interesting question.
And we're going to kind of get into them a little bit and prepping it for more discussion for next week, of course.
Okay.
But we're going to talk about what is high point and why, you've heard about them, I'm sure, for years. And we're going to talk a little bit about what they are. And
they're those real ugly guns.
Well, I know.
But I'm not
just because it's ugly.
No, just boxy, ugly, big.
There's a lot of
thick.
ugly things out there that still work.
They work, I get up and go to work every day. I'm not that
There's
pretty.
some Dodge pickups that are ugly, but they still drive.
There's some good-looking Dodge pickups out there. And some people probably feel that way about high-point firearms.
I'm sure.
Now, so that's all coming up. Now, there are several different ways to get a hold of us. You can email Jacob at shooter@thegss.com. That's shooter@thegss.com. Or, again, like us on Facebook, The Gunsmiths Show. And remember, the first 5 people that like us this morning, all 5 of you are going to get coffee mugs in the mail. And these are really nice El Grande coffee mugs. Says The Gunsmith Show right on them. And we'll be glad to get them out in the mail to you this week. Got them boxed up and ready to go right now. So that's coming up. Now, it's the time of the show, Jake. It's time to go to williamsgunsite.com. That's our website. That's our go-to page for looking at used firearms, because that's what they have on their pages. And there's several things on their page. But I click on used firearms once you get to williamsgunsite.com. And then you begin to decipher, this week I want to look at pistols, or this week I want to look at shotguns. And today, we're looking at lever action firearms.
Yes.
So that's how you can break this down on their website. You can go to rifles, and it says action type, click on lever action, and it'll show you every lever action they have.
Yep.
So it's a great, great tool, and it's a good way to find out pricing. You might have one of these, and you want to see what they're selling for. Well, this is an accurate account of what they're selling for. You might have a Marlin or a Savage or a Winchester, whatever it is, chances are they're going to have one there, and you're going to be able to compare prices. So let's start with the first one, Jake. Tell us about this first one, this Marlin.
Well, this first Marlin is an 1895 GS. This is your large lever action.
Yes.
Stainless steel, straight stocked, 45-70 government caliber.
Is this got a checkered stock?
It does.
Is it laminated or
Nope. Checkered walnut.
Checkered walnut, okay.
18.5-inch barrel, factory ported. Beautiful gun, one of those classic guide guns for Alaska or Montana.
Yes, that's what the GS is, a guide series, right?
I believe so.
I think that's what the GS stands for.
So this Marlin 1895 and 4570.
Probably stands for GS for great shooter.
Maybe.
Okay.
Price on this one is $645.
That sounds nice. And they are beautiful rifles. I know we've got a extensive Marlin collection. We enjoy them. We love to shoot them, and they're always... I've never had a Marlin that isn't just a flat-out tack driver. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They all work really good. Here's another one. How about a Savage Model 99? Now, this is one of the most popular old lever-action guns you see, especially here in Michigan, in the infamous 300 Savage caliber. This come with a 24-inch barrel with iron sights. These are beautiful guns. These
Beautiful
are
guns.
Great deer hunting guns. That 300 Savage is a really, really good round. It is $495. These are nostalgic guns. They can be antiques, but they're still tack drivers. Rotary magazine inside this gun.
Yep.
And just outstanding deer hunting guns. And a lot of people use them for target practice. They're a lot of fun. You can load 300 Savages, hand load them yourself, and keep the price down and have a whole lot of fun with that gun.
All right, number
What's next?
3. This is a Winchester 94. This is going to be your classic Winchester lever action.
Now, these are all lever action guns. This is WilliamsGunsight.com lever action. Just a random sampling of what they have.
This is a pre-64 Winchester, though, and it's in the 32 Winchester Special caliber.
Good.
A little bigger than the 30-30.
Yep.
Your 20-inch barrels.
It's kind of like the 8mm 30-30.
Yeah. 20-inch barrels made in 1949. So this gun has some age to it.
Yeah, it does.
Price on this gun, $469.95.
That's not bad at all. Wonder if it's been reblued or something.
No, I don't believe so.
Huh. It's not a
Don't
bad
believe
price.
so.
Wonder what sight it's got on it. That's what
It's
everybody
just-
always wants to know, if it's got that flip up or that adjustable
The
sight for
older-
long range
yeah.
shooting. Nice gun, though.
Now, number 4.
Near and dear to my heart.
This is your Marlin 336 lever action in 35 Remington.
Another classic Michigan deer hunting gun right there.
20-inch barrels. This one has a Redfield 4-power scope on a pivot mount, meaning when you're ready for those iron sights, you just push the
Just snaps
the
right,
snope
rolls right
snaps
over.
off to the left, and
It's on a hinge. It hinges over out of the way,
yep.
and away you go. So that Redfield pivot mount, my father used to have that on a Savage Model 99. So I grew up with one of those. That's a nice setup. And this one, though, the price on this one, for having that Redfield 4-power on it, $395. What a great gun. I mean, just a great deer hunting gun. All right, how about number 5? This is a Winchester Model 94, but it's the Model 9422, the XTR model. So this is a beautiful lever-action 22 rifle, but it's a Winchester Model 94, so it's got that classic Americana feel to it. Even as a wall hanger, this would be a beautiful gun. These things hold their value and go up. 20-inch barrel, walnut checkered stock, $849.95. So it's a lot of money for a 22, but it's a lot of 22.
It is.
You know what I mean? A beautiful, beautiful gun. So that'd be one to be proud of right there. Any of these guns, I wouldn't kick any of them out of bed. These are all great guns, and they can be yours. Go to WilliamsGunsight.com, log on, check it out, click on used guns, and enjoy shopping right in the pleasure of your pajama bottom chair. I don't care where you're at, but you're going to enjoy it, whether you're looking at it on a smartphone or if you're on your way there and you said, you know what? I'm going to specifically look for a 9mm Luger and with a straight, I want a straight mag 9mm Luger, and I want to get it in stainless finish, and they got 3 of them to choose from. Well, that's great. I'm heading there. And get in there, let them know the Gunsmith Show sent you. Whatever it is, I'm sure you'll be glad you went. Now, there's all kinds of ways to get a hold of us. Again, shooter@thegss.com is how you email Jacob. Again, that's shooter@thegss.com. Like us on Facebook, The Gunsmith Show. And remember, the first 5 people today that like us on Facebook are going to get a brand new coffee mug in the mail. You just got to give us your address, and we'll get it right out in the mail to you. Our website. Jacob, what's our website?
Our website is very simple, thegss.com.
Good. That's where you can send us questions and add comments, or if you want us to have specific topics for our shows,
Yep.
get us that, and we'll get them worked into the next shows. And then Twitter, we have a Twitter page, Gunsmith Show. Okay, it's Twitter at Gunsmith Show.
Right.
No the. Okay.
Right.
Very good. All right, folks. Well, how about a CPL update, Jake?
Yep. Well, we have an active, as of March 1st, CPL update for the state of Michigan.
Yeah. Drum roll.
This is current
CPL hold.
active and approved CPL licenses in the state of Michigan.
How many?
There's not. Well, there's a lot. There's not a few. State of Michigan, as of March 1st, there are currently 528,200 230 active CPL holders in this state.
Woo! It's a safer state for it. Thank God for our rights, and thank God for the United States of America. Let's keep it ours, folks. Let's not give it up. Hang on tight. We'll be back with more the Gunsmith Show in just a couple minutes.
It's open. The brand new state-of-the-art indoor gun range at Williams Gun Sight. The only public indoor range in Genesee County. 12 shooting lanes, rated for pistol and rifle. Range memberships available, and they have everything you need for shooting. With over 5,000 guns in stock and every accessory imaginable. If you're a shooter or you want to know more about shooting, Williams Gun Sight is the place. On Lapeer Road just west of Irish and Davison. Open 9 till 6 Monday through Saturday. 10 till 5 Sundays. The indoor range is open at Williams Gun Sight. Come shoot at the range.
Do you have a project that requires custom cabinetry or custom woodwork? If so, you need to see the friendly and knowledgeable sales team at Michigan Lumber Company. For years, the experienced staff at Michigan Lumber have been turning out beautifully handcrafted molding and custom millwork right here in the Flint area. And believe me, they're totally dedicated to quality and complete customer satisfaction. So call 810-232-4108, 232-4108, or log on to MichiganLumber.com. Michigan Lumber Company, proudly serving the Flint and surrounding communities for over 90 years. That's experience you can count on.
Attorney Timothy J. Cassidy is the pro-gun attorney that we here at the Gunsmith Show use.
With more than 20 years of experience as a prosecuting attorney, law professor, and holding a past seat on the Genesee County Gun Board,
Tim Cassidy is your pro-gun attorney.
contact Attorney Cassidy today at 810-569-5441 or email him at attorneycassidy@gmail.com.
And now, back to the Gunsmiths.
Welcome back to the Gunsmith Show, folks. I'm John.
And I'm Jake.
And we are here to talk to you about guns, like always. But here's a special day for you. Today we're discussing the gun that we've had now in our coffers for a couple months. Enjoying it and getting out to shoot it has been a lot of fun. It's the CZ rifle, and it's the CZ USA model CZ557, chambered in 30-06. And we get a chance to test a lot of guns, and this one has been absolutely beautiful. Jacob, I know you've got a lot going on, but tell me a little bit about this thing. And you got to shoot it more than I did, but tell us about the gun.
Well, it's the CZ model 557 synthetic sporter.
First thing caught my eye was how nice the doggone stock was.
And
It's
the stock itself,
stock.
it is. It's got that rubber feel. It's hard to describe it because we're on the radio, not on TV. However, it's that classic rubber, like a Hogue stock.
It looks like it, only it's not. It looks like the rubber. It kind of looks like the Ruger American rifle a little bit, but it's got a more enhanced pistol grip to it, which to me is important with a rifle. I've always liked that.
They call the grip the American style synthetic stock.
I believe it.
That's a very Americanized stock compared to the CZs of
European
the past,
style.
that European style, a little smoother, some of the Mannlicher stocks.
Yep.
Now, the CZ, the 557, it's a deviation from the CZs of the past.
Okay.
This is one of the first ones that they got away from that Mauser-style bolt action.
Ah.
It's got their own CZ patented bolt now, different internal mechanism more, and they've aimed it more towards the American hunter.
Makes sense.
Something, I don't know if you'll say simpler, but it's something it's called the push feed system.
It's a smooth bolt.
It is.
I mean, it's a nice gun. We compared it to, in our repertoire, Winchesters, Remingtons. We didn't have a Savage on hand to compare it to, but in the Rugers, it's a nice gun. I mean, this thing is a beautiful. It really, it was from the moment we pulled it out of the box. It kind of had that wow factor.
It's got some heft to it.
It does have, but you know what? It handles that 30-06 like nothing.
Yes, it does.
You were shooting it one-handed, on at the range at Williams, and the kick didn't look bad at all. It's got a nice recoil pad on it. The design of the stock is great for field work because it's got just got a good feel to it. So in the trigger, whew, I'm very impressed.
So on top of the rifle, it actually comes with integral scope mounts.
It has the bases are there.
The
It's
bases
right
are
into the-
already built into it.
Yeah, but they are specific.
And that's the thing we found out too. Leupold and CZ are the only two companies that make actual scope rings
For this gun.
for this rifle.
Which is okay, because luckily we have access to that stuff. It did cost some money, but, hey, nothing good is free, right?
That's right. And it mounts, it makes for an excellent, precise mounting of the scope, though, as well.
Yes. And if I can, I'll say again, it's very similar to how Ruger mounts are specifically grooved into the receiver.
Yep.
So is this, and it's got a keyway. It can only go on one way, and once it's on, I mounted a scope myself, and it went on absolutely beautiful.
Now, we ended up mounting a Leupold scope. We had a Varix 1 we mounted on, a 309x40. We didn't want to put something... Well, we didn't want to put, a Varix 3 on it
No,
for this point.
We-
We put a simple Varix 1, 309x40.
a good working scope.
Exactly.
And this is a good working gun, required a good working scope, and it was together that was a very good combination.
Exactly. Now, the safety on this rifle is different, too. Like other bolt actions in the past, when the safety's on, you cannot move the bolt at all. With the 557, with that safety set, if it's on safe, you can still open the bolt and
It doesn't lock the breech.
it doesn't
in other
lock
words.
the bolt, doesn't lock the breech.
Okay.
Correct. A little different on that.
Yes,
Is it safer?
might be.
It might be.
If you can't make that firing pin work, as an accidental fire, that might be a smart thing.
That's right. 20-inch barrels.
Barrel. It's only a 1 barrel,
20-inch
30
barrel.
We've been talking Skeet so much. We're talking about barrels.
Fun. Yes. And it does have, it came with an amazing trigger on it, but it's still an adjustable trigger.
Yeah, I'd
You
say
can
it's set at
still-
about probably 3 3/4 pounds right now.
That's
It's very
exactly it. It's right in that 3 to 4 pound range.
Yep.
And it's a crisp, clean
nice. Oh, very clean. Yeah.
trigger that you really only get with companies, with foreign firearms companies.
It almost seems that way these days, doesn't it? Unless you're paying through the nose for
Now,
something.
these are still made in the Czech Republic.
Yes.
I almost said Czechoslovakia, but that's dating everybody.
There you go.
Czech Republic. They are still made over there, imported through CZ in Kansas City, Missouri.
There you go.
Now, empty, like I said, the gun, there is some weight to it.
Yeah,
The gun
it's not a
weighs
light-
empty,
It's not a lightweight sporter. It's a medium weight gun.
weighs 7 1/4 pounds.
Yep. Which is good. Those light guns are punishing.
That's
to you.
without a scope.
Right.
But you're exactly right. The weight adds to it, helps with the recoil, helps soak up all that energy produced by the caliber, because
30-06 is still a potent round.
it is.
It's not for the faint of heart. It's more than some people like to shoot, and it's exactly what a lot of people recommend for just about everything in North America.
I think you could easily take everything in North America with this rifle.
Yes, I believe you're right. And I'm going to tell you this right now. You talk about the weight of the gun, the style of the stock, with that extreme, I'm going to say quite a curled pistol grip to it, the good recoil pad, and the style of the forend.
Yes.
The combination of handling this gun,
Instant sight acquisition.
it just ergonomically, the gun really worked for
Yep.
me. I was very impressed with it. I looked at it and I thought, doggone, this thing just fits. I'm gonna shed a little tear as we package it back up and send it back to CZ. It might have to come back to us. We never know. So it is a good rifle though. We were very impressed. And we do this unbiased. I mean, we look at these guns. If we don't like them, we don't talk good about them. This is a good one. This thing's a good shooter. Jacob, how was it as far as accuracy?
Accuracy was pretty good. It was easily
You were shooting at about 90 yards, right?
90 yards, the 3 shots touching,
Okay. So that's accurate.
accurate.
Yep, that's accurate.
That is accurate. And we were shooting Remington ammo, factory ammo,
Okay.
165 grain 30-06 ammo.
All right. The core locks.
Yes.
Yep.
The core locks. And they did not jam in the rifle.
No, it's smooth feeding.
Smooth feeding. They worked well. Very rarely.
No issues. You cleaned the gun after you shot it.
I cleaned the gun after I shot it. There was no issues with
Fired
it.
it again after you cleaned it, and it worked good. Accuracy-wise, it didn't get better. It didn't get worse. It stayed good. You actually put some reloads through it, too.
I did. I did end up putting some reloads through it, and they helped it out some.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to do that because we all know that really factory loads are just simply factory loads. They're mass-produced.
Yes.
It's when you start getting into your hand loads that you can really dial it down and make those groups 3 shots in one hole.
There you go.
Versus 3 shots that are touching.
Well, good. So the reloads worked real well through it, and the nice thing about this gun, I like the way it looks. It's comfortable. The recoil wasn't bad at all, and it's just how do I say it? Doggone nice package. I mean, it'd be a heck of a Father's Day gift, I'll tell you that much.
Don't think about it.
I won't. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry I mentioned that.
So there's 2 options. You have a long action and a short action. The long action version of this comes in 30-06, 270, or 6.5 by 55.
Really?
MSRP, so your list price, you are rated around $739 for this rifle.
Okay.
Now, if you want it in a short action, currently you'd have to still stick to a walnut stock. So you're going to get the walnut instead of a synthetic.
Good looking stock, but a little bit different comb and everything out, I believe.
It is, and along with the long action also comes in a walnut as an option too.
As an option. Yep.
So if you want a short action, they come right now in either 308 or 243.
That's good.
You're looking at right about the same list price though as well.
Well, it impressed me for the dollars. It's a nice gun, and CZ these days has just come out with so much. They are,
they've come back out with the Scorpion line.
Yes.
They own the company Dan Wesson, and we're seeing more and more Dan Wesson handguns coming out.
The Dan Wesson 45s and 10 millimeters we've seen are flat out works of art. They are some of the finest. I mean, they're true $1,300 to $1,700 handguns, but they are absolutely beautiful. That Dan Wesson 10 millimeter you and I looked at a few weeks back.
Yes. Yep.
That was one you hated to put down. It was so pretty. That is a very, very well made gun. And so is this CZ557. Very impressed. And, I used to kind of, I stayed away from the Eastern Bloc companies and all those, that stuff that was the stuff from
the imports.
The imports. I've stayed away from, but I'm finding more and more we're seeing some good quality guns coming out of there.
Good quality guns. Check out your local gun store.
Yes.
Whether it is Williams and Davison, Jay's up in Clare.
Yep.
Maybe Dick Williams up in Bridgeport.
Sure.
Check out these companies. Ask them if they got the CZ557.
Or even Williams and Auburn. Ask them if they got them there.
That's right.
And, see what's out there. Or Dunkel's. There's a lot of good gun shops around, folks. Go to your gun shops. Ask them what they have in stock, what they can get. And, the problem with going to a gun shop, if you're not familiar with them, and you mention a name, a lot of times these gun shops, they immediately try to refer you to what they have in stock. No, we don't have those, but we've got the new Ruger. We've got the new Winchester. But I specifically asked, I want to see one of these, So if they don't have it, find one that does. Let your fingers do the walking a little bit before you do your driving. And you might be surprised what you're going to find. You might be up in Randy's in Bad Axe or something and get yourself, 3 of them to look at. You never know. Or out to the gun barn in Otisville. You never know where you're going to be, but you might find one of these guns, and you'll be darn glad you did when you find it. So, very impressed. So,
well, hey, we have to go to commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about another CZ, one of their CZ shotguns.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that when we come back from break. So stay tuned. More of the Gunsmith Show coming up in just a couple minutes. When you are not around, call Pal Alarm. To protect your safekeepings and stop anyone from peeking, call Pal Alarm. When the house gets locked down so you can get out of town, call Pal Alarm. Give Pal Alarm a call today at 810-908-8298. That's 810-908-8298 or palalarm.com.
Man's got to know his limitations.
You just can't spend a whole day at the gun store anymore.
Thankfully, the crew at Williams Gun Sight Company has created the best way to spend the day at the gun store by doing it online.
WilliamsGunsight.com is the way to shop for your used handguns, rifles, shotguns, and more, with thousands of guns in stock for your total gun shopping experience.
Check out WilliamsGunsight.com and find your perfect match today.
Whose name is on your coffee cup or ink pen? What's printed on the back of your t-shirt? Whose business card are you saving? If you're in need of printing or promotional products, call Mary Smith at iCanMarketThat.com, 810-223-7457. Mary is an expert in marketing and advertising and works with all budgets to get you noticed. 810-223-7457, the only number you need for printing and promotional products. Call Mary now, 223-7457. And now, back to the Gunsmiths.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Here it is Saturday morning, the 19th of March, and we're talking about CZ Guns.
We are.
CZ Guns are a brand name that is coming on strong again, and they've been around for a long, long time. I don't know the whole history of the gun company, but they've been around a long time. They used to make a lot of like 22 Hornet bolt-action rifles that were really refined. There was a magazine-fed rifle system that they did that where the magazines actually hung below the bolt-action rifles, which was the wood stock and the magazines clipped right in front of the trigger and locked up into for the mechanism, and they were attractive. I just never liked them much. But lately, we've been paying some attention to them. And one of the guns we got to play with this week a little bit was one of our good friends picked up a CZ Ringneck. Now, the first time I saw a CZ Ringneck was actually at a Ducks Unlimited dinner, and good-looking shotgun. And this one is phenomenal, the one we saw Saturday. My friend Cliff got it. It's a CZ Ringneck in 410. That's a side-by-side 410. So it's a 410 bore shotgun. Well, he asked me if we wanted to go out and shoot some skeet. And I said, sure. And when he pulled this thing out, it was brand new. He put it together. It's had a little bit of work done to it. It's had some Briley choke tubes added to it. Come in a hard case, broke down into a nice little beautiful platform. And this thing has 26-inch barrels, plural, and beautiful Turkish walnut stock, well checkered. The quality and the detail were certainly there. The Schnabel forend with the beaver tail was just perfect. And honestly, the even comes with a leather sleeve as a heat shield protector from the barrels. So very, very nice. Chrome line barrels, a single trigger with the barrel selector. Now, I wanted to see how it shot, of course, and it shot really, really well. We had a lot of fun with it, and Cliff warmed up to it quickly. It was so stiff, he greased the action before we got started, and I was shooting a 20-gauge Smith & Wesson semi-auto. It's my wife's gun. I'm getting warmed up. We're going to do some modifications to that this year to get her ready for skeet and trap this year, and some sporting clays. But this one was absolutely beautiful. And like I said, it came with it didn't come with them. They were added because this gun comes, I believe, modified in full with a 410. But this one had the Briley choke tubes added. And so they extended out of the barrel about an inch. It's 3-inch chambers. It's a light gun. It only weighs 5.9 pounds.
That's a nice light.
Yeah,
well, it's a 410.
It's a 410. This is a light gun, very small. And it handled just perfect like it should. Once he got loosened up with it, by the time we were done, he was shooting doubles with it left and right, and it really, really did the trick for him. The recoil's so light on a 410. It's just such a joy to shoot him. No thump, no bruising, no anything. Just if you ever want to start somebody off with some nice, gentle shooting, start them with a 410, station 1 on Skeet,
Yeah.
and just let them work it, you know.
Poof.
And pay, you let them shoot the whole Skeet field from that point, or Station 7, and before you know it, they'll be at Station 8 shooting right over their heads and doing a great job. So it was kind of tough. We had some tough competition out there Saturday when I went out to the Skeet fields.
You guys, Ernie was out there.
Yeah, but the guy who was in front of us,
Yeah.
was shooting a custom 20 gauge Thompson Contender pistol that was licensed as a short-barreled rifle.
Really?
And he was shooting Skeet with a 20 gauge Contender pistol. So it was like, oh, I better do better than him. You know, I'm shooting a 28-inch barreled.
Well, I'm sure
Smith & Wesson
he's got some
12-20
practice with that thing.
Oh, it was nice. He was doing, he actually had an advantage at Station 8, the center station on Skeet.
I imagine so.
And it was, I would say, very impressive. Stainless steel, handled it well. There was quite a lot of recoil. You could see the recoil because the gun had probably 6 inches of muzzle lift when he pulled the trigger. So he couldn't shoot doubles.
Right.
So it was, it had to be, wasn't something you could compete with, but it would certainly be something just like what I said. If you go to, take somebody out with a 410, let them learn the stations at Skeet. You don't have to do it exactly as they tell you if it's not a sanctioned shoot. Let them learn the stations, learn how to shoot. Either Station 1 or Station 7 would be perfect. And which is where you're right at the house. You're right at the throwing house.
Yep.
When they fly away from you and fly at you, fun to shoot. But this 410 just did an absolutely beautiful job. And I tell you what, it's the Ringneck CZ 410 side by side. Beautiful.
Again,
Case
with the
hardened
CZ,
receiver.
the shape, the stock shape,
The fit and feel.
is key with this. And I think every CZ rifle or shotgun I've ever seen, the shape of the stock is really one of the defining features of the CZ. You've got that.
It's not mass-produced feeling.
Right.
It feels like it's custom-made.
Exactly. They call it the Schnabel forend, and it's got that little bit of a beaver tail at the end of it that that is just a perfect feel. Then you've got that rounded pistol grip. They call it the Prince of Wales grip.
Yeah. Yes.
It's a
very classic gentleman shotgun.
Exactly. Yep, exactly.
Very classic. And it was a joy. I know. It's funny because as we were reminiscing, and Cliff and I do this a lot, we're actually related. My brother married his sister about 36 years ago. And we've been friends for years and do a lot together. And when we get a chance to shoot together, it's usually Skeet or Sporting Clays. And this chance, we were reminiscing after we're shooting, which is, one of the beauties of going out and doing these sports. And I said, Cliff, isn't it something how we start out when we're kids shooting 410s? And
your father can give you a 12 gauge and say, go at it when you're 10 years old and it hurts you.
Sorry, Jake. Anyways, you start off with a 410 and then you work to a 20 gauge and you get to a 12 gauge. And as you get older, now you're looking at 28 gauges and 410s to go back into shooting where you're shooting more accurate with less BBs. Because there's a ton of difference between a half or a quarter of an ounce of shot in a 410 compared to an ounce and an eighth in a 12 gauge.
Right.
That's a lot of shot. That's a huge difference in the amount of BBs flying out there. So you have to be more accurate with your shooting.
Absolutely.
And, with Skeet, it's fun. It's not too far. The distance isn't too bad. You got to be on your toes with those lighter loads because you can't let those birds, when they're flying away from you, get away.
Spray and pray doesn't really work with a 410.
No, it doesn't. You got to be accurate and precise with your shooting.
Spray and pray.
So it's, it's a... But anyways, I felt that it was a very, very enjoyable gun to shoot. And I know Cliff was... put it this way. When we laid it out on the table, there was a crowd.
Really?
Looking it over. And there must have been... we're shooting at Williams Gun Sight. We were back in the Skeet and Trap Room, the lounge back there. And next to us in the Safari Room was a CPL class going on.
Okay.
And there must have been 16 to 20 more people there because it was Ruger days out there at the range too. But there must have been 16 to 20 more people there to shoot Sporting Clays or shooting NRA Clays or shooting Skeet or Trap. A lot of trap shooters out there this weekend. As a matter of fact, they had one field of the 4 fields designated just for trap, and they were lined up on it. So Good to see. Glad to see people shooting trap. As far as the day went, did good with the Smith & Wesson Model 1000 20 gauge. Still a great shooting gun. What we're going to do for that is my wife shoots just a couple times a year, and the gun has no recoil pad. So Jacob has ordered what did you order?
We ended up getting a Pockmeyer decelerator.
Okay, you got a Pockmeyer decelerator, black with a white stripe coming,
Yep.
which matches the black and white stripe of the of the butt plate that is on the shotgun now.
And the cap.
Yeah, and the cap. So we are going to reduce the length a little bit because we're adding a 1-inch. We're going to do some custom work to the gun.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do some before and after shots and get them on our website, thegss.com, and you'll be able to see what we're going to do to that Smith & Wesson shotgun, because it is truly a beautiful little shotgun, Japanese made,
Moroku made.
yeah,
So it's a
Moroku Japan made, precise. Smith & Wesson semi-auto shotguns are beautiful guns. They really are. And
when you can find one.
when you can find one, you're right. You were trying to find me a new barrel.
Yes.
Not available. So I'm sure they're out there, but it's okay. We'll live with what we got. And might even have it ported. Might even have a porting job done on it to reduce that recoil just a little bit for my wife. She bruises easily, and I don't want her to be uncomfortable at all while shooting. So we're going to do a new recoil pad. We're going to go through that gun top to bottom and rebuild it. All getting ready for the Shane Holton Memorial Shoot, May 21st, 22nd. We hope to see you out there at the Grand Blanc Huntsman Club, and looking forward to it. And again, it's a Shane Holton Memorial Shoot. Getting ready for Skeet, Trap, and Sporting Clays. It's an exciting time of year. It's really become a passion of ours, hasn't it, Jake?
It sure has.
I know you enjoy it. You get out there with your over and under and your semi-autos. You got a new one coming, too. You're getting ready to start shooting semi-auto as well.
Gonna see. Maybe eventually I'll get into it.
Well, I know you're going to give it a shot anyway.
We'll give it a shot.
All right. Now, do you want to go to commercial break now, or do you want to hold off? What do you think?
Well, we can go to commercial break now. That's not a problem.
All right. Well, hang on tight, folks. Here at the Gunsmith Show, we'll be back in just a couple minutes.